actually, it was not very much of a complication, which was not a very complicated case per se to start with. It was an inadvertent loss of an ILM flap while I was doing the macular hole surgery. The hole was actually not very small. It was a large hole. So I had planned that we will start. Could you stop the video now? I'll just 1 minute. I'll introduce my patient for a bit. Yeah, thank you. I'll just go ahead with that. Yeah, a 65-year-old male had presented with diminished vision in the right eye for the last few months. The patient had 660 vision. There was no other significant systemic or other history. Patient had a full thickness macular hole. I just wanted to show you the OCT before going ahead. So here I can show you the OCT. The patient had a full thickness macular hole. So thinking of it as a very simple conventional case, we had advised the patient to undergo vitrectomy, ILM peeling, and C3A, and proceeded with the surgery. As because the patient hole was large, we had decided that I'll put an inverse flap. I'll be doing an inverse flap for the same. Okay, I myself will try to play the video once, which if it doesn't work. I hope the video is visible. Yeah, so we started with the routine 25 gauge 3-port vitrectomy. As we proceeded with the vitrectomy, and which I had previously not seen once but not thought about much, was patient also had some inferior pigmented lattices, so which were also lasered up during the course of the surgery. Here I am just injecting IVTA, staining the vitreous, induction and inducing the PVD. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. Is my video playing smoothly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So after the vitrectomy was completed and the laser was done, I was just looking for the periphery also, whether there were any other breaks, because we had noticed the lattice there and lasered it up. I didn't find anything other that was significant. So proceeded with the fluid gas exchange. And did a staining. And to my surprise here, actually, I'll stop the video. I saw an unstained area. There is a negatively stained area in the center that indicated the presence of an ERM, which neither did I suspect previously, nor did I notice on the OCT. So anyways, we had to proceed with the surgery. So we started the ILM peel with the help of a ILM scratcher with the finish. So my initial plan was to do a ILM peel and an inverse flap. Here it can be seen that because the ERM is also present, it's a little bit more adhesive and sticky than I expected it to be. Here what happened is there was an inadvertent peel and there was an injury here, and you can see, as you can see here, while removing the thing, all of the ILM had almost come off. So I did a fluid air exchange and stained again to see if there was any ILM that was remaining or it has totally come off with the ERM. And I can see that the very small strand of ILM is there near the superotemporal area of the, or the inferotemporal area rather. I extended the ILM peel. And while trying to get it off from there, inadvertently the whole ILM came off. So I was not left with anything else to put into the hole. I attempted to create a free flap. And then suddenly I noticed that one free floating flap, which was there very near the posterior pole, and by chance just held it and pushed it inside. That was not the plan of the surgery, but that was how it was managed. I do not have a post-op OCT, but eventually the patient after the surgery was doing quite well, and she had 618 vision. So the day was saved for me. Yeah. That's it.
Thank you, Dr. Maharshi. So to discuss this case, we have none other than Dr. Manoj Sasware. He is the MD, Sasware Eye Clinic and Omkar LASIK Center in Aurangabad. He has been providing mobile VR services to 10 districts of Maharashtra. He is the recipient of the S. Natarajan Pillai Best Paper Award. And again, one of the most favorite teachers and a wonderful human being. So can I please request you to comment on this, the case which was shown by Dr. Maharshi?
Thank you, Sneha. It was a wonderful case managed by Dr. Maharshi. There is hardly anything to add as such. But as a senior, and I have done more than 500 macular hole surgery, few tips I can give to the all audience apart from the Maharshi.
Please, sir.
That Maharshi, you are managing a chronic macular hole case. A macular hole surgery itself is the most finest and the microsurgery in the world. Okay, the
Yes.
mistakes can occur, and every time it may not happen whatever it has been decided, pre-decided. If something has been happened, there should not be one. First principle is that there should not be any guilty feeling. One thing, and there you should not panic. What you have done is wonderful. Take a pause in such situation. Your aim was to tuck the macular hole with some graft.
Yes.
So now that is lost. So pause it. Again, reopen the file. Quickly see what is the age of the patient. What is the age of the macular hole? What are the findings on the OCD, even though it is known, but as a human errors, or you skip many a times because of the heavy practices. So in those cases, you have to see that what is the RP beneath the macular hole, whether it was a long-standing chronic macular flat or vertical hole, or whether the cystic changes are there, and what will be the outcome, whether it will be closed by type 1 or type 2 closure. Either whether by the time half an hour, 45 minutes are passed, you know that whether the patient will be able to maintain the position or not also in the post-operative period. Particularly in chronic macular hole cases, you have to put a prolonged tamponade, and the prone position is mandatory. So in your case, you have done wonderful job that you have extended the ILM peeling arcade to arcade and from disc margins and almost 2 to 3 day diameter away from the edges of the temporally on the macular hole. That is a wonderful thing. What can be added to this one is that you have to little bit massage the tips, because this was a chronic macular hole with the cup of fluid and there was a ARM also. So the edges were ragged and thick. So what can be done, that little bit of massage with the soft tip 25 gauge cannula, you can little bit massage and bring it mechanically closer. Then do the FG. First FG you have to do, as you have seen, check the periphery with depression. There were lattices, you have taken care. Again go back, increase the FG pressure up to 70 for a transient period. Quickly keep the 25 or 27 gauge soft tip cannula into the macular hole, because it is a chronic macular hole, nothing to worry. Dry the macular hole completely. That is the key point. Dry the macular hole completely and put the gas again and give the strict 48-hour prone position. First 48. Second most important thing, that even though you have done a surgery with 25 gauge vitrectomy, most important is suture the vitrectomy port. Don't hesitate, whatever the commitments are there, because immediately post-operative period, you will see some hypotony. Hypotony will not allow the hole to close. There should be a globe should be very tight for at least for 24 hours to 48 hours. That will give you the wonderful result. And see that anyhow this type of macular holes are going to close by secondary intention and not by primary. If at all you are very much keen to proceed and cover it or drape it with something, then there are various types of membranes available. You can harvest locally. You have tried it from the other ILM, and this is very difficult to harvest and put it on the drape it properly, because that also rolls out and that also is lost. That is a rule. Second thing, you can harvest the retinal tissue itself. Take a punch out graft, which Dr. Rupak is doing nowadays, but it is on table, it is not possible. You can give a larger retinal graft. People have tried and they are succeeded in giving the anatomical success of the closure of the hole. Functional, if your visual acuity, best corrector visual acuity
Sir,
was
I would just
660.
like to mention one thing here. Dr. Rupak Kante Biswas was my mentor. I have been trained under him. I have all seen him doing all those surgeries all throughout. But I, as a beginner, did not have the courage to do that when I was faced with
That
this
is okay.
outside,
That is
sir.
okay. Any of your case is best corrector visual acuity to start was 660. That was a cutoff line. You don't expect much more improvement. So all those heroic things are kept for sometimes. And if you lose such types of graphs, keep on attempting. One fine day you will be master into this procedure. Other grafts you can take the amniotic membrane, but it is very difficult to pass through the trocar cannula, that is wall trocar cannula, and put it. That is also there is a possibility to lose it. Another thing is people are trying anterior capsular or posterior capsular rhexis. And one more thing which is there nowadays, very popularly becoming PRP drops or PRP membranes, platelet-rich plasma. They also can help. But all this can give you the anatomical success. I really wonder if any functional benefits will be there in such types of problems, particularly in case you have shown won't be there much. So whatever you have done is a wonderful job. You have done you have taken care of the lattices as well as the main pathology. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your input, sir. They were really helpful, sir.
Excellent discussion. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much, Dr. Maharshi. Can we also have a quick comment from Dr. Mandar Paranjpe, sir? Are you there, sir? Okay.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
But just I'm not a VR surgeon, but excellently
right.
managed case, Dr. Maharshi. And it's a difficult challenge, particularly if you lose the ILM. I do assist VR surgeries, so I've got a peripheral knowledge of VR. But yes, managing with when you lose the ILM is a big challenge. But I think it was managed very well and very well summed up by Dr. Manoj.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, same from me also. A wonderful surgery and excellent tips by Dr. Manoj. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.